Hi, welcome. In this video, I want to take just a minute to respond to a social media post put out by Jonas Black, who represents himself as identifies as a balanced dog trainer, and announcing that the Canine conference is back. And again, I want to highlight some of the names here associated with those who are providing information at this conference. And so I'll read some of this. As it's the time of year, Boys and Girls of Canine Conference is back. And this year, talking about 2025, the lineup is stacked. But again, the question is, well, stacked with who exactly? Here we go. We got Robert Cabral. So here's the same Robert Cabral who made that highly contradictory statement that science has no place in dog training. And again, I encourage you to watch the videos I've done regarding that, okay, in terms of just the confusion, the fact that balanced dog trainers have aligned themselves with this very problematic idea that training is a learning-based exercise. I talk about how that sets in motion a counterfeit picture for many, many dogs and owners. Larry Crone, same Larry Crone again, who got into a back and forth with Ivan Belanoff over the role of the remote collar. Again, I've done an extensive series on that, as well as making statements such as calling himself a purely positive, balanced dog trainer, and talking about rewarding, bad behavior to create good behavior. Okay, so there you go. Tyler Muto, I did a video regarding his promoting the concept called counter conditioning. Check that out. Jonas Black, same thing. Talk about Jonas Black in terms of how he advocates again this type of bribery-based ideology. Danny Wells, go watch the video I did on that. Getting blindsided by a dog. Jamie Penrith, the same Jamie Penrith that went on Good Morning Britain, getting absolutely slammed on there over trying to defend the use of the remote collar. Okay, go watch the video on that. So here you have the same individuals. Again, I talked through all of it. Again, my Flipping the Script series available on my YouTube channel. And so he goes on here about basically put himself saying that Victoria Stilwell tried to compete against them. Well, my response is, well, so what? Okay. I mean, I talk about this whole thing with, and this is the thing about balanced dog trainers trying to pretend like they have the answers. They don't have the answers. I mean, look at all the confusion here. Look at the dog training world's coming apart at the seams. But here, again, you read this yourself. I'm not going to read the whole social media post. But talk about community, okay, coming together, supporting each other. But here's the problem, okay? And this is the whole thing with, you look at those who identify as balanced dog trainers getting support within that group. Force-free trainers support. But support it means nothing if what you've, the whole foundation is based on a lie. And what's I talk about the big lie of the dog training world? That training represents a learning-based exercise once a relationship problem is already underway. And again, I encourage you to check out, I call it the question of the century. It's also a statement that pinned the top of my Facebook page regarding, the criteria. What is the criteria these trainers are using to establish that perception of dogs are changing the right way within the framework of response? And once you understand, well, there is no criteria. Okay, they're just assuming, based on appearances, that the relationship's getting better. Absent the criteria I talk about, influence and control, being reconciled by way of a intentional interaction-based method, which changes perception of dogs the right way. Dogs as social animals. So I talk about this being dialed into the relationship, being dialed into the dog's level of thinking. I talk about what represents behavior in terms of an expressed state. And even how that word behavior is being hijacked by these trainers within the framework of superficial response. So all to say that here you got another conference putting out more confusion in the dog training world coming up in 2025. I would encourage you to check out my YouTube channel. I go through all of it, all these individuals named here. I go through all the confusion of balanced dog training, all the blindsiding, all the contradictions, everything. Look at the dog training world. It's an absolute mess. And these trainers they don't care whatsoever about confronting the real issue, period. Thanks for watching.